When we talk about walking in faith, not fear, we're stepping into a journey that calls for courage, trust, and unwavering belief in God's promises. Every day, we face challenges, doubts, and situations that try to steal our peace. Fear creeps in like a shadow, whispering lies that try to shake our foundation. But God calls us to something higher and more powerful, faith. Walking in faith means choosing to believe what God says over what we see. It means holding on to His promises even when the world gives us every reason to let go. I remember a time in my own life when fear almost got the best of me. It was a dark season, and I felt overwhelmed by circumstances that seemed beyond my control. My prayers felt like they were bouncing off the ceiling, and I wondered if God had forgotten me. I was thinking, friend, I was drowning in a sea of worry. Then one day, I opened my Bible, and my eyes fell on Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10. Fear not, for I am with you, be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, yes, I will help you, I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. That verse became an anchor for my soul. It reminded me that God is not just with us in the good times but right there in the middle of our mess, holding us up when we can't stand on our own. You see, fear is a powerful emotion. It can paralyze us, keep us from pursuing our dreams, and make us question our worth. But faith, my friend, is even more powerful. Faith is what allows us to take the first step when we can't see the entire path. Faith is what keeps us moving forward when we don't have all the answers. Remember the story of Peter walking on water in Matthew chapter 14? Jesus called him out of the boat, and Peter actually walked on water, but the moment he took his eyes off Jesus and focused on the wind and waves, fear took over, and he began to sink. That's how fear works. It makes us forget who is right there with us. We all face storms in life. Sometimes, it's the wind of a financial struggle, the waves of a health issue, or the currents of a broken relationship. Those storms are real, and they can be terrifying. But in every storm, Jesus is standing there, saying, "Come." He's inviting us to trust Him, to step out of our comfort zones, and to walk in faith, not fear. We may not be walking on water, but we are walking through life's storms with the one who has the power to calm them. And just like Peter, when we keep our eyes on Jesus, we can rise above the waves. Walking in faith is not about ignoring reality. It's not about pretending everything is fine when it's not. Walking in faith is about choosing to trust God, even when things don't make sense. It's about believing that He is good, even when life is hard. One of my favorite verses is 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7, which says, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." God didn't create us to live in fear. He created us to walk in His power, love, and wisdom. He equips us with everything we need to face life's challenges with courage. I remember another time when I was asked to speak at a conference. I was excited, but as the day approached, fear began to creep in. Doubts flooded my mind. What if I'm not good enough? What if I forget my message? What if people don't connect with what I'm saying? I was so caught up in the what-ifs that I almost backed out. But then, I prayed. I asked God for strength, and He reminded me of Philippians chapter 4 verse 13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That was a game changer. I realized that it wasn't about my ability, it was about His, and with that truth in my heart, I went out there and delivered the message God had given me. Faith is a muscle. The more we use it, the stronger it gets. Every time we choose faith over fear, we're building our spiritual muscles. But just like physical exercise, it takes practice and persistence. There will be days when fear tries to knock us down, There will be moments when our faith feels weak, but those are the times when we need to dig deep and remember who we are and whose we are. We are children of the Most High God, and He has given us everything we need to walk in victory. Think about the Israelites standing at the edge of the Red Sea in Exodus chapter 14. They had just escaped from Egypt, but now they were trapped between the sea and the Egyptian army. Fear was all around them. They started to panic, questioning why God had brought them there. But Moses told them, "Do not be afraid, stand still, and see the salvation of the Lord, which He will accomplish for you today." Exodus chapter 14 verse 13. And what happened? God parted the sea, and they walked through on dry ground. That's the power of faith. When we trust God, He makes a way where there seems to be no way. It's easy to walk in faith when life is going well, but the real test comes when things fall apart, when we lose a job, get a bad diagnosis, or face rejection. That's when our faith is truly tested. But those are also the moments when God does some of His best work. He takes our brokenness and turns it into something beautiful. He takes our pain and uses it for His glory. And through it all, He is teaching us to rely on Him, to lean into His strength, and to trust His plan. I want to encourage you today to take that step of faith, even if it feels scary. Maybe God is calling you to start a new business, end a toxic relationship, or forgive someone who hurt you. Whatever it is, trust that He is with you. He sees the bigger picture, and He knows what's best for you. Sometimes, walking in faith means stepping into the unknown, but we can do it because we know who holds the future. Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1 says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." Faith isn't about having all the answers. It's about trusting the one who does. It's about believing in the invisible God who is always working behind the scenes for our good. And even when we can't see it, we know that He is faithful. He has never failed us, and He never will. As you walk in faith, let go of the need to control everything. Surrender your fears to God and allow Him to guide your steps. He knows the way, and He promises to lead us beside still waters and restore our souls. The journey may not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. There will be moments of doubt, but that's when we need to remind ourselves of God's promises. He is our refuge and strength, and ever-present help in trouble. Psalm chapter 46 verse 1. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Hebrews chapter 13 verse 8. Let me leave you with this: no matter what you're going through, God is with you. He is for you, and He loves you more than you can imagine. When fear tries to hold you back, remember that God has called you to walk in faith. He has equipped you with everything you need to overcome, to thrive, and to live a life of purpose. So step out in faith, knowing that the Creator of the universe is right there beside you, cheering you on, guiding your path, and holding you up. As we walk in faith and not fear, we become a testament to God's goodness. People around us see our courage, our joy, and our peace, and they are drawn to the one who gives us strength. Our lives become a living testimony of His power and love. So go ahead, take that step, and watch what God will do. He is faithful, and He will never let you down. Walk in faith, not fear, and live the life you were created for. God bless you, and may His peace and joy fill your heart as you continue to trust Him every step of the way.